how to bulk up in the off season without getting too fat or slow. So first off, I am a fan of sort of the bodybuilder approach of bulking and cutting. I do think, creating muscle, it's not because you have to go through those phases. It's the only way to build muscle and it's the only way to lose fat, and that's like what you need to do. And you have to have an in-season and off-season like the bodybuilders do. But I do believe that bulking is like gaining muscle is a very difficult thing to do. So by trying to gain muscle without the excess calories, without giving yourself a big surplus of calories, particularly of carbohydrates, but giving yourself a surplus of calories in general, it makes things so much more difficult. It's like constantly riding your bike with flat tires. You can do it, it's possible, but it's just a lot more difficult than it needs to be. So by getting yourself into a calorie surplus, you pump up your tires and you make your life a lot easier. You still have to pedal, you still have to put in the work to grow the muscle, but you need to be, for it to be most efficient, you want to be in a calorie surplus. Now, the unfortunate thing that comes along with, I think the word bulking is kind of misleading. The problem with that is that you think that you're going to gain upwards of 10 kgs of muscle. Like, that is lifetime successful gaining journey of gaining muscle right there. 10 to 20 kilos, like, that's not going to happen in one season. So when you're thinking about bulking, you need to pull down your expectations. This is how you do it without getting fat, right? It's by not treating it like eat as many calories as you can. You treat it as a progressive system in the same way that you would do if you were doing anything. If you were doing weights, you wouldn't try 1 week doing 100 kilos for a squat, and then the next week, because you felt good, try 150 kilos. You don't want to gain your body weight that fast either. You want to take it slowly. So I've done a whole video on how to bulk. Actually, I've recently done a video about how hypertrophy occurs, and I think that you should go and check out that video for the real skinny on exactly how you should be gaining muscle. But that's how to do it without getting too fat. Same process without getting too slow. If you're gaining muscle and you're getting too slow, it's because you've gained not just muscle, you've gained a lot of fat and you've got too heavy for your body to be able to produce. The other thing is, when it comes to rugby players who want to gain muscle, like you should be sprinting, you should be running when you're gaining muscle. In fact, in nearly every single mass gaining phase that I put clients through or anyone through, I always have at least one, usually 2 conditioning sessions in there. One of them might just be sprints, but they could be anything, right? And because of those conditioning elements, that means that as you get heavier, you're still used to that added size. The biggest problem a lot of people run into when they try to gain size is they take that bodybuilder's approach of, I remember there was an old phrase that said something like, you shouldn't be standing when you could be sitting. You shouldn't be sitting when you could be laying down. And anytime you're laying down, you should be eating. Something like, something ridiculous, but just a way to shoehorn in loads and loads of calories and drop down your own conditioning so low that your metabolism slows right down, and therefore you're even more in calories of excess. Problem is that you then you're not able to handle yourself. You need to be doing as much conditioning still, even when you're gaining muscle, not just because you need to handle the extra weight, but also because it makes you train better, which actually gives you more potential to gain more muscle. So someone that's out of shape might take 2 hours to get through a session that has a total of, let's say, 30 different sets. But someone that's in shape could do 40 sets in 60 minutes and recover better because they're in better shape, and therefore get significantly more muscle growth because they're doing extra conditioning. So don't skip on your conditioning, and don't try and gain weight too fast. That would be the easy answer to how to bulk up. But take your time with it.